Welcome back, dear students. Now in this lecture we are going to study the polyploidy. So polyploidy means any organism with more than two sets of chromosomes or genomes is present in the individual is called a polyploid. So polyploid organisms contain more than two genomes or two sets of chromosomes. Many plant genera include species whose chromosome number constitutes a euploid series. For example, the rose genus Rosa includes species with the somatic numbers 14, 21, 28, 35, 42 and 56. These numbers are the multiples of 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42 and 56. Therefore, this is a euploid series of the basic monoploid number 7, which gives diploid, that is 14, triploid 21, tetraploid 28, pentaploid 42, 35, hexaploid 42 and octaploid 56 species. Except diploids, rest of these belongs to polyploid category. So polyploids are those organisms which contain more than two genomes or two sets of chromosomes. So a polyploid or a euploid series having a chromosome number 21 to 56 all are the polyploids. So these belong to the polyploid category because in the genus Rosa the basic monoploid number is 7. Okay, so 7 into 3 means it possesses 3 sets of chromosomes. These are more than 2 sets of chromosome or 2 genomes. So from 21 to 56, that is from triploid, tetraploid, pentaploid, hexaploid and octaploid species, these belong to the polyploid category. Polyploidy levels higher than tetraploid are not commonly encountered in natural population, but our most important crops are and ornamental flowers are polyploids. For example, wheat, which is hexaploid, that consists of 6 genomes or 6 set of chromosomes. Strawberry, which is octaploid, it possesses 8 sets of chromosome. Many commercial fruits and ornamental plants. So ploidy level which is higher than tetraploid are not commonly found in the natural population, but our most important crop, for example wheat, which is hexaploid, similarly strawberry, which is octaploid, are polyploids. Generally polyploid is common in plants, more in monocots, but rare in animals. So polyploidy means any organism with more than 2 genomes or 2 sets of chromosomes is called a polyploid. Okay, now the characteristics of the polyploids. Polyploidy result in giantism of plant, that is leaves, flowers and fruits of an polyploids are larger in size than a diploid plant because these polyploids consist of more than 2 sets of chromosomes, 2 genomes. So there are poly means many units or the genome that has been present in the polyploids, so that results into the increasing the size of the plant organs. For example, leaves, flowers and fruits of the polyploid plants are larger in size than the diploid plant because the diploid plant consists of only 2 sets of chromosome, while the polyploids have more than 2 sets of chromosome. So this results in giantism of the plant. So plant organelles or the plant parts becomes larger in size than the diploid plant. With the increase in cell size, the water content increases, which leads to a decrease in osmotic pressure. This results into loss of resistance against frost. Due to slower rate of cell division, the plant's growth rate decreases. This leads to a decrease in oxygen supply and a decrease in respiration. Due to slow growth rate, the time of blooming of an polyploid is delayed At higher ploidy level, such as auto-octoploids, the adverse effects become highly pronounced and lead to the death of the plants. So higher ploidy levels, for example, auto-octoploids, the adverse effects of the ploidy becomes highly pronounced and that leads to the death of the plants. Polyploid varieties with an even number of genomes, for example 4x, that is the tetraploids, are often fully fertile, whereas those with an odd number, for example 3x, that is the triploids, are highly sterile. So in the polyploid series, the even number of genomes, for example tetraploids, are often fully fertile, whereas triploids, this possesses with an odd number, are highly sterile. So these are the characteristics of the polyploids. Now there are two types of polyploids, autopolyploids and allopolyploids. So autopolyploids are those polyploids which consist of same basic set of chromosomes multiplied, while allopolyploids are those polyploids which consist of different basic set of chromosomes multiplied. So these different sets of chromosome has been derived from the different plant species. So autopolyploids, now here we are discussing the autopolyploids. The first one, the autopolyploids are those polyploids which consist of same basic set of chromosomes multiplied. For example, in a diploid species which has two similar sets of chromosomes or genome, an autotriploid will have 3 similar genomes and autotetraploid will have 4 such genomes. So here in this example, if you see a species is a diploid that possesses 2 similar sets of chromosomes or genome, that has been designated by a letter capital A. So this capital AA, which is the 2 sets of genome present in a diploid species. Similarly, autotriploid that possesses 3 sets of genome. Triploid, that is the 3, but these 3 sets of the chromosome are of same basic set of chromosomes multiplied. Here AAA. So this is the autotriploid. Autotetraploid means it possesses 4 such genome which are same. AAAA. So this A has been written 4 times. So these all are autopolyploids. So autopolyploids consist of the same basic set of chromosomes multiplied. So the example, in the example here, this capital A represent a genome. If the organism possesses 3 genome, it is a triploid, but whether it is autotriploid or allotriploid, that can be shown with the same basic set of chromosome, that is the 3A. Autotetraploid, 4 such genome, that is a 4A. Okay, so this is all the autopolyploids. Now the origin and production of autopolyploids. The autopolyploids may occur in nature or may be produced artificially. When they are found in nature, their autopolyploid nature is deduced by their meiotic behavior. One of the common example of natural autopolyploidy is dubgraphs, cynodon, dactylon, which is quite commonly cultivated in UP and Bihar. Its autotriploid status was established from its meiotic behavior by Professor P.K. Gupta, who is the renowned cytogeneticist from the UP. So one of the common example of natural autopolyploidy is a cynodon dactylon, which is commonly cultivated in UP. So they are found in nature. Their autopolyploidy nature is deduced or demonstrated by their meiotic behavior. The autopolyploids are occur in nature or may be produced artificially. Cynodon is quite successful in the cultivation, mainly due to its efficient way of vegetative propagation. This plant, since being triploid, and it is sterile and setting no seeds. So this plant is cultivated by vegetative propagation. Polyploids may arise naturally by following means. In natural population, polyploidy may arise as a result of interference with the cytokinesis once chromosome replication has occurred. It may occur either in somatic tissue, which gives rise to tetraploid branches, or during meiosis, which produces unreduced gametes. All these natural inductions of polyploidy may occur due to chilling. So in nature, these polyploids has been arises as a result of interference, a disturbance with cytokinesis once chromosome replication has occurred. This is the one reason why these polyploids may arise naturally. The second is it may occur either in somatic tissue, which gives rise to tetraploid branches, or during meiosis, which produces unreduced gametes. So as a result of meiosis, the gametes possesses half the number of chromosome than the parental cell or the mother cell. Okay, but due to certain abnormalities or interferences in the meiotic cell division, which produces unreduced gametes. These gametes are like the parental cell or the mother cell. So the reduction in the chromosome, which is the characteristic of the meiotic cell division, is not happened during the gamete formation. So as a result of which, after meiosis, it produces unreduced gametes, and when these unreduced gametes are fused with each other, naturally it produces the polyploids. So all these natural induction of polyploidy may occur due to chilling. So these are the reasons why these polyploids may arise naturally. Some of the common examples of autopolyploid crop plants, which are mainly produced by artificial methods, are seedless varieties of watermelons, sugar beet, tomato, grapes and banana. Similarly, many important crop plants include autotetraploids such as rye, sickle cereal, corn, Zea maize, red clover, trifolium, pratense, barsim, trifolium, alexandrium, marigolds, tagetes, snapdragons, antirrhinum, grapes, apples, Inothera, lamarckiana. So these are some of the common examples of the autopolyploid crop plants that has been occurred in the nature, or that has been produced by artificial methods. Okay, so these are the various seedless varieties of the watermelon, sugar beet, grapes, apple, tomato, banana. So these seedless varieties, mostly these are the autotriploid crop plants. So autotriploid are characterized by its sterility and there is no seed set. So this character has been utilized for the production of seedless varieties of watermelon, sugar beet, tomato, grapes and banana. Now the induced autopolyploidy. The autopolyploidy have been induced in many plant and animal cells by artificial means, such as by using certain chemicals. For example, chemicals like chloral hydrate, colchicine, sulfanyl amide, mercury chloride, hexachlorocyclohexane. So these are the chemicals which are used for artificially induced autopolyploidy. Certain radioactive substances, for example radium and X-ray, are also used for the induction of autopolyploidy. Similarly, temperature shocks are given to the cell for the induction of autopolyploidy. So these are the artificial means which induce the autopolyploidy in many plants and animal cells. These inducers usually disturb the mitotic or meiotic spindle and cause non-segregation of already duplicated chromosomes during cell divisions. So how the autopolyploidy has been induced in the plant and animal cell? Here these are the certain chemicals and radioactive substances which we call it as inducers. So these inducers disturb the mitotic or meiotic spindle fiber formation and cause non-segregation, non-separation of already duplicated chromosomes during cell division. So as a result of which the unreduced gametes has been produced after meiotic cell division, and when these gametes are fused with each other, they are united in the process of fertilization, it produces the autopolyploid organism or autopolyploid cell or zygote. Okay. One of the example we discuss here. So this is the one of the chemical colchicine. Colchicine is a drug that is an alkaloid obtained from the corms of plants Colchicum autumnale and Colchicum luteum. So these are the plants from which this drug colchicine has been obtained. Colchicine in its aqueous solution is found to prevent the formation and organization of spindle fibers. So spindle fibers are the fibers which attach to the centromere of the chromosomes, and during anaphase this spindle fiber pulls the chromosome to the two opposite poles. So the colchicine in its aqueous solution is found to prevent the formation and organization of the spindle fibers. So the metaphase chromosome of the affected cells do not move to the metaphase plate and remain scattered in the cytoplasm. So the chromosome that remain to the equator during the metaphase is due to the spindle fibers attached to the centromere. Okay. When the cell has been treated with a chemical colchicine, it prevents the formation and organization of the spindle fibers. So the metaphase chromosome of the affected cells do not move to the equator or metaphase plate and remain scattered in the cytoplasm. So such affected cell by the colchicine, it is called as C metaphase or colchicine induced metaphase. Okay, so the chromosomes has been arrested in the metaphase because the colchicine act as a spindle poison which prevent the formation and organization of the spindle fiber. So all the chromosomes remain scattered in the cytoplasm. They do not move to the metaphase plate. Even the process of cytokinesis is prevented by colchicine, and with duplication of chromosomes the number goes on increasing. As colchicine interferes with the spindle formation, its effects are limited to dividing and meristematic cells. So the colchicine is a drug which is effective to the dividing meristematic cell. It also prevents the cytokinesis, and with the duplication of the chromosome the number goes on increasing. So this is the way by which autopolyploidy has been induced in the cell. So such colchicine affected cell, it is called as C metaphase or colchicine induced metaphase. The colchicine, which is a spindle poison which prevents the formation and organization of the spindle fibers, so that the metaphase chromosomes get scattered in the cytoplasm in spite of they has to be arranged on the metaphase plate. Furthermore, the colchicine also prevents the process of cytokinesis, and the result is the duplication of the chromosome number due to the colchicine. Now the effects of autopolyploidy. Autopolyploidy results in the giantism of plant cell, that is leaves, flowers and fruits of an autopolyploids are larger in size than a diploid plant, that we also discussed during the characteristics of the polyploids. For example, the size of lower epidermis of leaf of a tetraploid Saxifraga pennsylvanica was found greater than the diploids. So the size of the lower epidermis of leaf of a tetraploid plant Saxifraga pennsylvanica was found greater than the diploids. Some of the significant effect of autopolyploids are as follows. The first one is, with the increasing cell size the water content increases, which leads to the decrease in osmotic pressure. This results into loss of resistance against frost, etc. Due to slower rate of cell division, the plant growth rate decreases. This leads to a decrease in oxygen supply and decrease in respiration. Due to slow growth rate, the time of blooming of an autopolyploid is delayed. The time of flowering that has been delayed in the autopolyploid because of the slow growth rate. At higher ploidy level such as autooctoploids, the adverse effects of polyploidy become highly pronounced and lead to the death of the plants. Polyploid varieties with even number of genomes For example, tetraploid, hexaploid are often fully fertile, whereas those with an odd number, for example, triploid, these are highly sterile. Now the uses of autopolyploids. Since in the induced polyploids, the fertility level and seed set are low, so seedless fruits can be produced by using triploids, as in case of seedless watermelon. So triploids are sterile, there is no seed set. So this property has been used for the production of seedless varieties of the fruits. Since in the induced polyploids, the fertility level and seed set are low, so seedless fruits can be produced by using triploids, as in case of seedless watermelons. These triploids are obtained from seed raised by cross of tetraploid and diploid plants. The resultant tetraploids have been produced from the diploids by colchicine treatment. Suppose a cross has been made between a tetraploid and a diploid plant. The gametes produced are from tetraploid, it produces 2n gametes, and from diploid there is n, it possesses a single set of chromosome, while from tetraploid that possesses the two sets of chromosome. And after fusion of such gametes, one possesses two sets, that is 2n, one possesses a single set, that is n, which is normal haploid, 2n plus 1, that is the 3n. So as a result of which triploid has been produced, and that triploid, which is sterile and the seed sets are low, so in such way the seedless varieties of the fruits has been produced. The tetraploids have been produced from the diploids by colchicine treatment also. By adopting these methods, a variety of triploids such as sugar beet, tomato, grapes, and tetraploids such as rye, barley, corn, apple, grapes, marigolds, snapdragons, lily, etc. have been obtained. So these are the uses of the autopolyploids. These autopolyploids has been produced in the various crop plants and horticultural plant by adopting these methods. For example, sugar beet, tomato, grapes, some tetraploids such as rye, barley, corn, apple, grapes. Among the forage crops, tetraploid barsim is a very popular crop in northern India. So this barsim crop that has been modified by using certain chemicals which induce the autopolyploidy. So this barsim, which is a tetraploid, that has been obtained by these similar methods. So these are the uses of autopolyploids. When the polyploidy results due to the doubling of chromosome number in a F1 hybrid, which is derived from two distinctly different species, then it is called allopolyploidy, and the resultant species is called as an allopolyploid. So here we are discussing the second type of the polyploidy, that is the allopolyploidy. The allopolyploidy has been derived from two distinctly different species, so that it possesses different set of chromosomes multiplied. When the polyploidy results due to the doubling of chromosome number in a F1 hybrid, which is derived from two distinctly different species, then it is called allopolyploidy, and the resultant species is called an allopolyploid. So allopolyploid consists of different sets of chromosomes multiplied, and that has been derived from two distinctly different species. Okay. Let A represent a set of chromosomes or a genome in a species X. So here we are using letters capital A, which represent a set of chromosome or a genome in species X, and let B represent another genome in a species Y. The F1 hybrid of this species then will have one A genome and another B gene. Okay. The doubling of chromosomes in the F1 hybrid will give rise to allotetraploid with 2A and 2B genome. Okay, doubling of the chromosome, here the genome present in the F1 hybrid that has been doubled, but this F1 hybrid has been produced from two distinctly different species. These are X and Y. How they are different? Because their sets of chromosomes are different. Species X consists of A genome while species B consists of, species Y consists of B genome. Okay, species X consists of A genome, while species Y consists of B genome. These are distinctly different species. When these species are crossed, the F1 hybrid produce consists of both these genome, that is A and B genome. And when we diploidize, when we double the chromosomes in the F1 hybrid, we will get a allotetraploid, means it possesses 2 A genome and 2 B genome. So there are 4 genomes, out of which 2 are A and 2 are B. So they are derived from 2 distinctly different species. So they are different. When they are same, if they are 4A, then we say it is autotetraploid. But here these genome are different. So this is the difference between the autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. Here allopolyploidy consists of different basic sets of chromosomes or genome that has been derived from 2 distinctly different species. So for this we made a cross between 2 plant species, that is X and Y. X consists of a genome capital A, Y consists of a genome capital B, and after fusion of the gamete in F1 hybrid we get one A genome and another B genome. Now if we double the chromosomes in the F1 hybrid, we will gives rise to allotetraploid with 2A and 2 B genomes. Raphanobasica is a classical example of allopolyploidy or amphipolyploidy. In 1927, a Russian geneticist G.D. Karpenchenko performed a cross between radish Raphanus sativum and cabbage Brassica oleracea, both having the chromosome number 2n is equal to 18. These are 2 distinctly different species, Raphanus sativum, another one is a Brassica oleracea, and in F1 got sterile, that is a diploid hybrids. Among these sterile F1 hybrid, he found certain fertile plants which were found to contain 36 chromosomes, and these fertile tetraploids were called Raphanobrassica. So Raphanobrassica is an example of allopolyploidy or amphipolyploidy. So for that, in 1927, a Russian geneticist G.D. Karpenchenko performed a cross between a radish and cabbage. Radish मराठी मध्ये or vernacular name मुळा म्हणतो आपण, cabbage, कोबी. So a cross has been made between radish and cabbage. The purpose of this cross is that if after the crossing of these 2 plants, the plant that has been produced have roots of radish and leaves of cabbage. Okay, so this is the aim of this experiment for a crossing between radish and cabbage. In F1 hybrid are sterile hybrids, but among these sterile F1 hybrid, G.D. Karpenchenko found certain fertile plants which were found to contain 36 chromosomes. Normally that F1 hybrid should possess the 18 chromosomes, but he found certain fertile plants that having 36 chromosomes, means the chromosome number has been doubled. 13 into 2, that is the 36. It is a tetraploid. So this resultant tetraploid which is fertile were called Raphanobrassica. Okay, so this is all about for today. Thank you. Stay home.